facing a challenge, don't stop. Stay busy. Work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you after you have evaluated yourself in the situation. This is my day, and nothing out here is going to stop me. And you have the power to do that. You can decide that you're going to change.
Unbelievable start to this fight. Gives his right hand, and the referee has already stopped the fight. Mamma mia! Matisse, and fires off the right hand. Jose goes down. Mora has stopped the fight. Lucas Matisse has won. He knocks him down in the flat with a beautiful right uppercut. Wow!
I'm in control.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Jeremy Sports Network coming to you live. We are live. And, man, I've been away for a minute, right? And throughout my absence, we've had Triple G Canelo. And I was not able to give my exact thoughts on that fight. But we all know what happened. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk about everything that took place in that fight. But we're not going to get into that, right? Today we got some breaking news. And to me, it's heartbreaking. But at the same time, I'm happy, right? Because we had a guy in S.O.G Ward, to me, who I can put him up there in the class, not far from Mayweather. This is me. I could put him in that class because S.O.G Ward, he is every bit of a professional, right? He's every bit of what it is that when you think about the sport of boxing, S.O.G Ward's name has to come up. And when he announced his retirement today, and I'm going to show you the video, but when he announced his retirement, I didn't appreciate, some of the things that a lot of people had to say. The disrespect that Ward got. Oh, he was scared of Stevenson and all this, that, and the third. Come on. What more does S.O.G Ward has to prove? He defeated the top man at 175. Twice. And Sergey Kovalev. Put Kovalev in a position to where he didn't know where he wanted to go with the rest of his life. And just so now, he has a fight coming back up before the end of this year, I believe. But at the same time, S.O.G Ward did it. He wasn't afraid of Triple G. A lot of people say, oh, he's afraid of Triple G. He left. No, come on, man. This is what we're talking about here. Sergey Kovalev was just as dominant as Triple G was when Sergey was knocking out everybody at a bigger weight class, right? S.O.G Ward, throughout his whole entire career, has proved people wrong. He's done it time and time again. We saw him in the Super 6. We saw him defeat Carl Froch. Come on. But like I said, I'm happy. S.O.G Ward, he's putting himself in position, or he has put himself in position to where he's happy. Andre's happy. He's happy right now. He's done it. And he did it the right way. If you ask me, he did it the right way. Even though, he did have that time frame to where he was away from the sport. But think about it. When he came back, S.O.G gave us everything that you could ask from somebody. He fought the best at this time, and it was Sergey Kovalev. And so now everybody wants him to unify with Adonis Stevenson. But why? Why? I just want to know why. I understand that it'll be a good fight if we got that fight. Absolutely. It'll be a good fight. I would love to see Andre Ward versus Adonis Stevenson. But at this point in time, a guy who's 32-0 with 16 knockouts has been undefeated, Olympic gold medalist. I mean, hasn't lost a fight since he was 12 years old. Come on now. He's done it. He's been in the game for a long time. And the fact that he's been in the game for a long time, you can't help but appreciate everything that Andre Ward has done. Dana Jones, shout out to Dana Jones. Dana said he ain't ducked nobody. He went out his way. You're right. He went out his way on his own terms. And I appreciate that. I appreciate when a guy goes out on his own terms, right? He do it his way. That's what you have to appreciate from a guy, not Sergey, but in a guy, Andre Ward. Right? We seen Mayweather just retire. And Floyd did it to me. He's the epitome of an Al Heyman fighter, right? Al Heyman made Floyd Mayweather a whole lot of money. A whole lot. Andre Ward in his last fight with Sergey Kovalev made $6 million. That's more than almost any fighter is getting, right? That any fighter is getting on any given fight night. 6 mil? Who else is making 6 mil per fight? Who else? I mean, besides Manny Pacquiao. We know Pacquiao could make the 10, you know? Or more. We know he could make more. But Pacquiao is Pacquiao. You know what I mean? But I'm saying outside of Pacquiao and Mayweather, who else is bringing in the most cash to that magnitude? You know? We know that Anthony Joshua, you know, can make really big paydays as well. I mean, come on, 90,000 at Wimbledon. Come on, man. I just know that's a lot of money right there, right? Right, but here's the video from Andre Ward and his post-retirement.
All I want to do is be a fighter.
All I want to be is an Olympic champion.
All I want to be is a world champion.
I did it.
Andre Ward, man, I'm gonna miss him. You know, it's not only a sad. I don't want to say it's a sad day in boxing, you know, but it is. You know, we losing an opportunity to see a guy who some will say is at the height of his career. You know, step away from the game, but at the same time, you know, he did it for a while. And that's one thing that we as fans at the end of the day, no matter if you're analysts or the media, whatever, at the end of the day, when these guys step away from the ring, we have to appreciate them while they're going throughout their careers right now. We have to appreciate the Deontay Wilders. You know, every fighter, not just ones in particular, but everybody who stepped into that square ring. Appreciate them now. Not when they're long and gone or dead and gone or whatever the case may be. Not then. Appreciate them now. We should have been appreciating Andre Ward when Andre Ward was doing his thing. Right? The same people who hated this man after he defeated Sergey Kovalev and, you know, in the controversial decision in the first fight. And then everybody wanted to, you know, blast him on a second fight with Kovalev saying, oh, he was being a dirty fighter and all this, that, and the third. Come on. Then now that the man is retiring, you know, oh, Andre Ward is this and Andre Ward is that. Come on. Get out of here with that. You can't do that. Not at all. Not to a guy like Andre. Not to a guy like Andre. You know? But I'm happy for him. And we have a special guest on the show today. Is my boy, CR Star. He's going to be a special guest on the show because he had, you know, a couple of issues. He was supposed to fight on September 16th. And things didn't play out. You know, I'm going to give him an opportunity to come and explain to everybody what happened and what took place. And he was able to get some good news today from the commissioner in boxing. And we definitely are going to get him on the line. And we're going to talk to him today on the show. And also we're going to talk about the Deontay Wlder versus Luis Ortiz. That press conference happened 2 days ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Who's going to win, right? So we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to get CR Star on the line. And this is CR Star today making his announcement, right, of coming back to the ring.
Yeah, man, it's your boy AP. Okay, I got some good news and I got some bad news about the fight. The good news is we fight on midnight, October, November, we at it. I got the bad news. I didn't get to wear my do-rag the day before, so they didn't get to see my waves as good as it's supposed to be. But you know, I'm not gonna let that happen. But October, November, we in there, baby. Let's get it. AP, Pretty Masker 3, baby. Let's do it.
So he made the announcement. He will be back on, what is it? November the 4th, I know for sure. But he mentioned that he had a fight in October. So when he calls in, matter of fact, this is him right now. Hello? CR, what's up, man? You're live on Jeremy Sports Network. How are you? Oh man, I'm doing good. I'm doing excellent, man. It's good to hear from you.
Likewise, my brother.
So I know, you know, it was a few things that took place. You were supposed to fight on September the 16th.
Right.
Could you elaborate on what happened and what took place and then the outcome?
See, that's why I like you. That's why I like you, J-Man. You go straight to the source. You go straight to the bottom line of what's going on, what happened, this. I mean, you know, everything was going well, man. Everything was going well. I was right there on time for the weigh-ins, on point to the chief.
Right.
It was good that day. The next day, you know, basically from, how can I say it, unusual circumstances that I should have not have underestimated or took for granted left me in a piss poor situation. Basically, I was not ready for how I should have been. I wasn't on time. Instead of using my big words, I wasn't on time. But I messed up. No matter whatever the reason was, no matter what excuse I have, which I do, you know, probably this, that, third, but no matter that, for the most part, I messed up, man, and I got there like super crazy late. Even though like that was the first pro and amateur card I've seen with only 2 amateur fights. You know what I mean? Usually it's like 5 amateur fights, so that just gives you enough time for if anything just so happen to go wrong as a pro, you like, okay, I still got time, I'm gonna be all right on time. That's what I was thinking, and shoot, it came back and beat me in the butt. You know what I mean? It beat me real hard, and so yeah, that's what happened as far as that situation. The part I hated the most, of course, as a fighter, you know, we train so hard and then turn around and can't fight because of some foolishness that could have been avoided, you know what I mean, or at least prevented to a better possibility. I let down everybody who was there to support me, you know what I mean? That was the biggest disappointment to me, you know what I mean? I'm encouraging everybody, promoting the fight so hard, everybody amped up, ready for the fight, and then the day of, everybody was waiting for it, the day of, I come to everybody, like, hey, what's good? I'm looking at them like, man, I can't fight. They're like, what? He must not want to fight. I could have easily lied to everybody. I was just like, nah, he don't want to fight, man. He was scared. But me being the stand-up guy that I am,
right?
I felt that it was the stand-up thing to do. The way I was brought up was to just admit my wrong and take those consequences as I should, you know, however they come at me, you know what I mean? And that's what I did. I know I told everybody, and it's a blessing enough that today I had a good friend that vouched for me as far as like, that's not in my character to do such a thing, that, you know, taking people's time and money for granted. And surprisingly enough, honestly, I was surprised that as of right now, it's still not over. It's still not over.
Right.
As of right now, for October and November, I'm good.
Oh, sweet. So we're gonna see you in the ring in October.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're working on some things. I'm looking forward to that. Also, it's just things talked about in Carolina. You know what I mean? If everything goes right, negotiation wise, you know, I'm in there. I'm taking another pretty master, another state, baby. We're taking over. You know what I mean?
Right. So, yeah. but most definitely November 4th. In Atlanta, you're gonna be rocking.
That's what we started at, baby. I can't. You just getting that started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My fight, I put on a hell of a show, and not even to mention that wasn't even my best performance because of another unusual circumstance that was at that time about my health. But you know, I pulled it off like a fighter, like a real fighter do. Yeah, we not gonna let up on this. November 4th, I'm in the showdown. They call it the Underground Showdown 2. It's a pretty master 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? We coming in there. We taking that chicken butt and signing autographs, baby.
Hey, that's what it's all about, man, because, you know, I was, like I said, I knew come that fight night on September, I was on my anniversary and everything, and I told my wife, I was like, you know, man, all I kept thinking about was the fight. Right? And I was like, I wonder what's going on, you know, and then when I seen it, I was like, oh man, I know he's upset about this one. But then, you know, I just waited, you know, until things, you know, kind of blew over. And when you got an opportunity to figure some things out, then that's when I was like, hey, you know, did everything go smooth? And I saw the announcement today that we just played for everybody on the show. So they was able to see the announcement that you just made as far as coming back in October and November. And, man, we looking forward to seeing you. We know the bad news. We did get the bad news. The fact that, you know, you wasn't able to rock the do-rag, you know, the night before, right?
Once again, I wasn't properly prepared as I should have been. I didn't slack at this point. I've been slacking. To this point, I have not always been prepared. AP, you know what I mean? But,
right.
We gonna show you that it just goes to show you that I'm human just like everybody else. Everybody makes mistakes. Even though I'm the person that is perfect. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
We gonna keep going.
Most definitely, man. And hey, we're looking forward to you. Definitely let us know if you're going to be taking on an opponent in October, because we want to be able to, you know, get some good news on that. And also, we definitely going to be covering the whole Underground Showdown too. with you being on that card on November 4th as well. So that looks to be really good for everybody who comes out and supporting. And tell everybody about your your t-shirts now that you have. If they want to go and purchase a shirt to support, to help and support, where should they go and be able to make that purchase?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, it's still under construction. I got a few minor details I want to work out, a few kinks I want to get right. I can only put out my best. If I'm giving everybody else the way and it's representing me, I'm one of the prettiest ones doing it. It's got to be perfect. It got to be perfect.
Right.
By the end of October, I want to say by the end of October, we're gonna try to push them out. And as soon as I push them out, I'm gonna let you know. Check out my social media. It's definitely gonna be up there. I had some prototypes at my last fight. You know what I mean? And that's probably what I'm gonna go with somewhere else. But it's like I said, it's still in construction. That was like the prototype.
Right. Okay, well that's what's up, man. So, hey, we appreciate you taking the time out to come and give us the good news as well as the bad news. But hey, this is like I said, even though it's a sad day in boxing with what's your thoughts on S.O.G Ward retiring? Let me ask you that.
Oh man, my thoughts about it. I wouldn't say it's a sad day. It's not a sad day at all, That's how time goes. You keep rolling, you know what I mean? He done did his thing, he done played his part, he done paved the way for future boxers, future champions, who something to look up to, something to strive for. He done set the standards, you know what I mean? So it's definitely not a sad day in boxing. If you ask me, it's a historic and prideful day in boxing for someone with such great talent to be in the game for so long and accomplish so many things. And I'm sure he had so many ups and downs in that time. And still, basically, from what I see, I don't know him personally, but from what I see him outside, got his family and himself living prosperously. And that's what it's about. Doing something you love to do, and also hitting and not getting hit and leaving with all your marbles. You know what I mean? Absolutely, man. So, hey, we appreciate it, and we looking forward to be hearing from you soon before the end of October, and definitely for November 4th for the Underground Showdown. So, hey, keep it up, bro. Keep everything up, what you're doing. I know you just got done working out and training, so we appreciate you taking the time out to join us on today. Always, bro. Anything for you and the people, man. Anything for you and the people. I appreciate you shouting out to me, reaching out to me. Can I say one more thing before, get off phone? Oh, most definitely. About that prior situation of my mess up. Just everybody out there, that's something I really come from and something I strive out letting everybody know. Us as humans, we all make mistakes. We all have our setbacks. We all have our downfalls. But, as long as time keeps going and as long as we're still alive, that it's only more time and opportunity for you to come back and come harder and be better than before. And it's something to learn. Life is the biggest teacher. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's really never bad. It's really not ever a bad thing if you take a big mistake. But as long as you learn from that mistake and you know how to not let that same mistake happen again, you win it. Oh, absolutely. Most definitely, man. That's something I want everybody to know. Nobody's perfect. No matter how good it looks on the outside, you know what I mean? Everybody goes through their ups and downs. Just about how you come back from it and keep on pushing. And it's a lesson for the young amateur fighters who's getting ready to maybe turn pro, or they're just seeing the experience of what it is that you went through. It's something that they can learn from as well. Definitely. I hope they learn from me, because I'm pretty sure the next person to do it is like I did it is not gonna be so nice to them as they were to me. Right. So, right. Hopefully they definitely learn from my mistake. Right. Well, hey. We appreciate you, man, and we look forward to hearing from you real soon. Most definitely. I'll let you know, keep you updated, keep you posted. Okay? All right, bro. You have a good one. You too, man. You have a beautiful one, man. Hey, peace. Always pretty, baby. Most definitely, man. That's the Pretty Massacre right there.
And hey, like I said, we have to, for one, follow this man's career. You know what I mean? Because he's going to be, this is the future of boxing. You know, future world champion. He's fighting at 147 pounds. He may move down to 140. You know, we don't know. But what we do know is what I said earlier in the show. Appreciate the fighters now. Appreciate what these guys are going through and what it is they're doing now. Because you never know when the time is up for them. We didn't know the time was going to be up for Andre Ward. We didn't know the time was going to be up. Well, we knew the time was going to be up for Mayweather, but he came back. But appreciate these fighters now, and especially with the young fighters, you know, the young pros who are making their mark in the sport of boxing. Hey, these are some really good guys and real talented guys. So make sure you go and follow them right now on social media, and you'll be able to keep up with their careers and what it is that they have going on a daily basis. And like I said, CR Star, the pretty problem, AP. Hey, he's a really good dude. And we was really glad to have him on the show and him being able to give us the good news, because, you know, we was kind of worried. We was hoping that a suspension wasn't going to come or anything like that, you know. But I'm glad that everything is working out, and it's only time to put the best foot forward and make things happen before the end of the year in boxing. And so what we have going on right now is Deontay Wlder taking on Luis Ortiz, right? That seems to be one of the biggest fights that is taking place. This is Deontay Wlder, if you ask me. This is Deontay Wlder, probably toughest match as of yet. Toughest. And when I say that as the fight with Jared Washington. That really wasn't, you know, the best we could have seen from Deontay Wlder, him coming off of a hand injury. But moving forward, even his fight with Bermane Stiverne, to me, if you ask me, his fight with Bermane Stiverne was probably one of his best fights, you know, with a tough opponent. Even though he made Stiverne look like easy work. And that's one of the reasons why Bermane Stiverne did not get the rematch. And he got the step aside money. But Deontay Wlder has a test with Luis Ortiz. And Luis Ortiz, being a Cuban fighter, you know, he's looking to make history. But at the same time, he has his hands full with a guy who is not receiving any love, right? But this is Deontay Wlder making his announcement with his fight with Luis Ortiz.
Yo, it's the boy Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wlder, WBC heavyweight champion of the world, getting ready for November the 4th. Me versus Luis Ortiz. It's going down. I can't wait. Right here in Brooklyn, New York, at the Barclays Center. Don't miss it. Bomb Squad! Somebody got to go.
That's your boy, D. Wlder, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make that pick early because Deontay Wlder made a statement, right? He made a statement during a press conference. And I'm sorry, like I said, coming off of a vacation and everything, wasn't able to bring you the press conference, but I did post the press conference on Jeremy Sports Network page. Make sure you like and subscribe us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Because even though I may not give you a show, but I will give you the information of what it is that's going on. But Deontay Wlder said something very important that stood out to me. And what he said was, how can fighters from other countries support their fighters to the fullest? But here in America, we can't support, we don't show any support at all to the fighters that we have here, the champions, right? And that's a problem. That's not only is that a problem, but that only goes with not just in boxing, but in a lot of other things, right? Just personal things in life. And the fact that Deontay Wilder don't receive the love like Mike Tyson used to receive when he was world champion, Deontay Wilder don't receive that. Not from his own people. But us as Americans, we root for other guys in other countries, but we don't back our own. And I had a problem with that, Mayweather. We could just talk about Floyd. We see it so much with Floyd, right? Every time Floyd fought maybe a Mexican fighter or a Filipino or whatever, Dominican, anybody that Floyd has fought. Floyd never received the love from his own country, who he represented every time he stepped in the ring. He didn't receive the love at all. I mean, come on. This man is in the MGM Grand fighting in Vegas, his hometown, and it seems like he's in an away fight, right? November 4th, is it going to be the same way for Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz? Because right now you got more people saying that Luis Ortiz is going to destroy Deontay Wilder. And I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all. Deontay Wilder, right now, like I said, he has his hands full in the heavyweight division. We know we got Anthony Joshua taking on Kubrat Pulev. We know we have Dominic Brazil and Bermane Stiverne, but we have some big time fights in this heavyweight division that's going to pan out by next year. And next year, we may get unification bout. Deontay Wilder wants the unification early with Anthony Joshua. He won it early. Do I think it's going to happen early? Absolutely not. I believe it's going to happen towards the mid of 2018. Reason why I say that is because, Huey Fury in their fight, that's a title fight. Joshua Pulev, title fight. Wilder Ortiz, title fight. A lot of things have to happen and take place, and a lot of moving pieces has to happen in order for us to be able to see a Wilder versus Joshua. Even though, say Wilder defeat Ortiz and Joshua defeats Pulev, will we get that fight? I don't think so, because I believe the next fight will probably be Deontay Wilder having to fight for another belt, right? And so if Deontay Wilder got 2 belts and Joshua got 2 belts, then okay, now we can have a fight. Winner takes all. So that's going to be key in the heavyweight division with this. But like I said, it's going to be really good. I can't wait, And like I said, I'm picking Deontay Wilder. I'm picking Wilder early. I'm picking him early. And the reason why, like we're going to do our film studies, we're going to go through our normal routines that we go through with these fighters. Our upcoming show, we're going to have Erickson Lubin, Jamel Charlo. We're going to have film studies on those guys. Definitely, I saw Erickson Lubin live. I saw him live in Brooklyn. His fight was amazing. I mean, the kid has some great skills, and I'm really looking forward to him putting it all together against a Jamel Charlo. But Charlo is no slouch. You know what I mean? He has power. He's strong. We saw what he did in his last fight against Hadley. Well, no. Yeah, it had to be Hadley. Well, I get him and his brother confused sometimes, with Hadley or Julian J. Rock Williams. But it's just a good year in boxing, We seen some of the greats retire. We seen some of the young guys move up and do their thing. We seen Errol Spence win a title this year. We had a lot of good things going on in the sport of boxing before the year is over with. And so if you're asking yourself as a fan, you gotta be excited, right? Because the year is going to end good. And at the same time, we still have a lot that can happen on next year. So it's not like we're going to have any dead spots in boxing no time soon. End of the year, we got Guillermo Rigondeaux, taking on Lomachenko, a fight that everybody was asking for, and we got it. We're starting to get everything it is that we want. And the fact that we're getting everything that it is that we want is putting boxing, a lot of people saying, oh, it has a dead eye because of what happened in Triple G and Canelo. Get out of here. You can't say that. Because at the end of the day, we're still doing better than UFC. And I don't take nothing away from MMA, but at the same time, boxing is dominating right now. We've been dominating since the beginning of the year. What has UFC gave us? When you start the calendar year, what has UFC gave us to compete with the sport of boxing right now? What has they gave us? You could go ahead and tell us in the comment section what it is that they gave us. I'm looking forward to it right now. I want to know. Because if you ask me, they haven't given us anything besides the simple fact that John Jones was on drugs in his fight with Daniel Cormier. And outside of that, that's it. That's all that I know. I'm not here to say I'm a MMA, expert or whatever the case may be, but I know in the sport of boxing, look at the fights that we had since the beginning of the year, and you compare that to MMA, we destroying them. We destroying them, right? So it's looking good for us, definitely. But coming up this year, like you heard in the interview with CR, hey, we got the Underground Showdown 2 coming up. If you missed the first one, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the second one. We will be featuring female fighters on this card. We have the number 2 female in the world, according to BoxRec, who's going to be performing on that card. And so we're going to have them on the show. Both of those fighters fighting for a title. They will both be on the show, as well as Deontay Brown. He's going to be on the show as well. And we got some other fighters who's going to be competing on those cards come November 4th. Also, October 7th, we're having a big amateur fight with Georgia versus Michigan going down. And we got some stud amateurs who will be performing on that card. If you go and follow Jeremy Sports Network, I'm telling you, go to my page. Go to my YouTube page. You will see some of the amateur fighters that we have right now. K-Champ, I'm telling you, he's a beast. You got Lewis, he's a beast. I even got his sparring footage, right, on camera. And this guy got 2 titles as an amateur. Savon Lewis got 2 titles as an amateur, 2 different weight classes. 2 different weight classes, same event, right? Who's doing that in the amateurs? I don't know. But like I said, we got some really good things going on right now in the sport of boxing. Make sure you go ahead and get your tickets early for October 7th and November 4th. Follow my page. I will keep you posted and updated on that. If you're looking for tickets, go ahead and message me in the DM right now, and we'll get those squared away for you. But it looks to go down. And November 4th, you already know. It's going to go down. Deontay Wlder versus Luis Ortiz. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. Also, Bermain Stavern versus Dominique Brazil's going down on November 4th as well. I'm not sure if they're going to be fighting, in the same arena. But it looks to go down. Showtime is doing a wonderful job, and I can't help but be appreciative of what it is that we're getting in the sport of boxing. So, like we said earlier, Andre Ward has retired. We're going to miss Andre, but we know Andre is definitely going to do his thing as far as commentating is concerned. He's going to be back ringside as well, joining us as the media. And we look forward to that. And we also look forward to the upcoming news in the sport of boxing. So stay tuned. We will be back with a flagship show on Sunday, talking about the fights that took place on Sunday. And we'll follow up again on Monday with film study, our film study sessions. So you already know. This is Jeremy Sports Network. You guys have a wonderful night, and we're out. Peace.